We want people to watch.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Car Drivers, whatever this damn thing is. Here's Tony Carolga.
Welcome to Window Shop with Car and Driver. This is the weekly show where Car and Driver staff, editors, contributors, and writers all gather to, and one road and track employee, gather to look at cars online based on a challenge. This week's challenge comes from one of our commenters, I think on last week's video, who wanted to see great engines in crappy cars. So the crappier the car, the better. The greater the engine, the better. So we'll make a case for what makes a great engine today and what makes a crappy car. And I set a budget of $50,000, which kind of opened it up to everything. And we're joined this week by senior editor at Road and Track, Mr. John Perley Huffman, contributor Jonathan Ramsey, senior editor Joey Caparella, and deputy testing director, Mr. Casey Colwell. Jonathan, you want to take it away?
All right, so I'm going to pull up early and give a brief spiel. This Jensen SV8 I was really tempted by. It had the Ford 4.6 liter V8. Lasted I think 1 year, 1.5 years on the market, and then I
think they only took that to Geneva Auto Show, and it never really existed, did it?
No, it did exist. They made like 800 of them or something. Like
that many?
800 of those?
Well, maybe not that many. It was some tiny number.
8?
And I think they might have made them. They might have made them just because like the British government.
800.
I'm
sorry. 800th of one.
I wasn't paying attention. Were you talking about the Shelby Series 1?
That would have been a good pick.
But the 4.6 liter wasn't that great. So I was like, let me see if I can find something better. I think this is the height of great engine with a 4.2 liter inline six and a truly miserable car around it. But I went with something that just spoke to me because it gives a great example of what happens when I went with the Sterling 827 from 1991. Only because the same engine was in the Acura Legend, and you could see just how much a terrible car could drag down a very good engine. So 2.7 liter Honda V6. Let's see if we can get some.
Like 164 horsepower or so?
Yeah, like 162, like 100, almost like 162 horsepower, 162 or 3 pound-feet of torque. The Legend, though, had the larger engine in it. Had the 1991, I think it had 3.2.
That was the next generation Legend. The first generation Legend and this car shared a bunch.
Well,
including
the second generation Legend came out at the end of 1990. So
it came out as a 1992 model year.
The first version of these had a 2.5 liter V6, and then moved
exactly. Oh, okay. Maybe that was in Europe. Okay, I got it. So the 2.7 liter, and the engine was fine. Everyone loves the engine, as you read about often in the Legend, but this had Lucas electronics and everything about it. Electronics, the paint, the rusting, you name it, was miserable. Even if you read, a 5-speed manual.
You found
the same as the Legend.
This might qualify as just a good car.
Okay,
but wait a minute. Wait. Is this the 3 liter?
No. 2.7. Casey, you haven't been listening. Are you still shopping for your car?
A little bit. Don't worry about me. Wait, are we still talking about Goodwood?
What? What are you doing here? Is that it was
Honda? Those are Honda gauges. It looks like.
No, I was gonna say the engine wasn't the only thing taken from the Legend.
Like the whole platform was Honda.
Yeah,
I mean, they messed it up with a
lot of it. Yeah, a lot of
it.
Yeah,
didn't we go over this already? Like that it wasn't quite as much Legend as we originally thought.
Correct.
Because this was
a lot of Legend. They did a lot of their own engineering on it.
Yeah.
I mean, this was Rover 800.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, remember
plug wires look new.
Doing their own engineering.
But this was
look at that overspray. Look at that overspray on the underbody.
Yeah, they had Honda had a big agreement with whatever was that still British Leyland? I don't remember, but they
British Leyland
did the Rover 400 too, which was basically a Civic.
What are those
It
taillights
wasn't, it
from?
wasn't BL at the time. It was Austin Rover.
Austin Rover, right?
They had to market them, since Rover had such a bad name in the US, they had to market them as Sterling, as a brand new brand.
Yeah, my
didn't really
mom
work
just drove
either.
one of these. I almost bought one of these.
No, because no one knew what Sterling was.
Yeah.
And they was like, it's Honda underneath. It's like, well, why not just go get a Legend? Because
Well,
know
you
what
don't
that
get that wood and leather.
You know,
well,
you know,
and you didn't want that wood and leather, is what people found out. I mean,
It was-
it was 4 years on the market. Go ahead, Pearlie.
Yeah, and
It's a
each
very
year
good-
the sales like halved.
Yeah, it was a very pretty car. I mean, you know, when you initially saw it and you saw the Legend next to it, you go like, yeah, I can see why you'd want to have the Sterling. It's got better, it got prettier details. It's a good looking car. And then like the moment it drove off the lot, everything would fall off.
That's correct.
And so, you know, it instantly, I've never seen a car lose its credibility so quickly. And what's amazing was because the Legend is, which is a very similar car and has much of the same engineering, is still the backbone of what Acura has been. I mean, you know, people still talk about the Legend as the car that made Acura.
Which is why they're bringing back the Legend nameplate on a
Oh,
future car.
that door handle's falling off. Ooh, you're missing a lock. They want all the money for this pretty terrible example.
Yeah.
But that's just it. There were no good examples.
That's
Yeah,
of the
it's all
Sterling
relative.
Fair
Fair
coming.
point. That's a fair point.
This is as
So-
good an example as you can find.
A friend of mine's
And this is
dad
the
bought one.
only one. What is that?
A friend of mine's dad bought one of these when I was in high school. He bought like a 2-year-old one, and no one understood why he bought it. He must have just gotten a screaming deal on it, and it just broke his heart. And all it would do was break down and never started. And it's just
How
garbage.
stupid that thing is.
I feel like we had one on a window shop episode.
Yeah, we did. I think we had one on maybe Orphan Brands.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, my mom test drove one of these in 1988, and she ended up buying, which was it turned out to be a really good car, which was a Mazda 929 5-speed manual.
Wow.
The rear wheel drive one.
Yeah,
And then was that before or after the Alpha, Pearlie?
she for Fiat. She had Fiats. It was after
You let her drive a Sterling?
no, she test drove it because this is 88 when they first came out, but we didn't know that they sucked.
They came out in 87. Everyone knew.
And remember, this was also around the time when Ford did its British experiment with the Merkur XR4 Ti and
Yeah,
Sterling.
it's a very similar
German
story.
experiment.
But that was a
Yeah.
better car, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
yeah, slightly.
but this was just it was amazing how badly the British could muck up such a good Japanese car.
Yeah, dealers bought into them thinking like, oh, this is going to be like the next BMW. They totally got conned. And then the next thing they know, they're trying to sell like, a car a month.
So were
Well,
there
but they
standalone
didn't-
Sterling
they also, like-
dealerships? Or
No, they were usually-
No, they didn't have. Exactly, they didn't have freestanding Sterling dealerships. They put
But what were
these,
they
in a
paired
rope
with?
area.
They would just be combined with like some other big, dealership group.
There's nothing in this car that isn't kind of falling apart, is there?
No.
Which is Sterling, like you had just described the brand. So
But-
but, like, I don't know, like
Basically, this-
what happened with this roof. What were they doing?
I think they
Especially
were
on
like
the other
hot
side
boxing
with
it.
it's missing a speaker grill. It's missing. It's just everything is just bad.
Oh, that's what Jonathan said. It's a bad car.
It
Wait,
is-
but
I think
what's
it-
the-
I think
the
it
engine
college
is
in
it just 'cause it's
so
a-
I feel like it.
but keeping all that in mind, there's the other part of the equation, which is how great an engine is it? It's an okay engine. It's one of the first V6s that Honda sold in the United States, but it's not.
Well, I thought it was the first. Oh no, well the 2.5. I thought that was the first.
Right.
2.5
But yeah, this is just an enlarged 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very good engine. It was, but it was not. I wouldn't call it a great engine.
Well, no,
Look
like
at
I
that-
said,
look
like
at that
the
pocket.
Jaguar. The Jaguar was that to me that was the prime example. I just chose this, like I said, because you had a control example in the Legend for
Right.
if you build
What
a
it
good
could be.
car, yeah, around a really good engine or even a good engine versus if you build a miserable car.
I like
around
go
it.
back to that door picture. I like the engineering there. They engineered that pocket there to catch the grill, knowing that it would eventually just fall off. That's smart.
There's,
That's good
there's probably
engineering.
baffles in there to keep it right where it's centered, just to make
Smart contingency. It was good contingency planning.
Exactly. They knew it was going to fall off eventually.
That's
Didn't want it to
British
fall
engineering.
off and cause some unintended acceleration.
It's a safety thing. It's a safety pocket.
So yeah, there you have and I mean, and like, yeah, Sterling. I don't know if there was no floor mats. You just got Sterling embroidered into the carpeting.
into
on
the
the thing.
now green carpets.
You know what this car makes me want is that first generation Legend Coupe, which is just such a pretty car.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
the shifter looks like it's lifted right from the Honda stuff.
Yeah,
It's a
it
Honda
is.
transmission.
shifter.
Honda transmission.
And I
Yeah,
mean, this
Is
would
it a
have
Honda
a terrible
transmission?
decision. Whoever thought
Honda
this was
transmission.
okay.
that looks great.
And by great, you mean,
That looks really nice.
so yeah,
It is a stick.
it is a stick, but
Yeah,
it's
I
a
feel like
terrible
that
car.
car's not quite bad enough. I mean, it's badly built,
What?
but
Of course, Joey would say this. That car was terrible. Read any Sterling Forum is a better comedy show than you will get at the comedy
For
store.
reliability, but they were okay to drive.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like it was badly built, but it wasn't a bad car.
Well, no, but they didn't. But you couldn't drive them that long because they were always braking.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the question is whether you're talking about intrinsic qualities of driving qualities or quality. And they're
Man, why
You're
does every episode turn into like a philosophy class? A philosophy class when it's my turn to present.
Because we're pedantic as hell.
Well, you know, Kant says that reliability is really like why.
Wait, Jonathan, I agree with you. I agree with you completely. The reliability matters, and that's why the car sucks.
It's a bad car. It's a bad
It's
car.
a bad
Jonathan.
car.
Don't worry.
That's all I want to hear.
You have a
Okay,
good
I'm going to win.
Not worried.
I just need you to agree with me. That's all.
All right, Joey, you're up next since you've been talking some trash.
Okay, I have a different interpretation of what constitutes a bad car, but mine also has a Honda engine. It is a Saturn Vue with, let me scroll to the picture, a Honda 3.5 liter single overhead cam V6 engine.
That's the Honda.
So
Yeah.
the Vue initially came out with a GM 4-cylinder. I think
Wait, let me. Can we just? He wins. Yeah.
I'm ready to.
You want to
decide
call it?
one.
You
I
want to
mean-
make this a 12-minute episode?
So they originally
Like and
came out with the
subscribe.
Vue, I think 2002, and it had like an Ecotec 4-cylinder and maybe like a 3-liter GM V6. But then in 2004, they put in this Honda engine, which was way more powerful, and it went 0 to 60 in 7 seconds flat, which is pretty good for a small SUV at the time. And apparently, it just like sounds really good, which is very not in sync with the rest of the car, which is this literal plastic tub, because Saturn used to have those plastic body panels so that they wouldn't dent.
I think this one just had the plastic doors. I think they.
Yeah, the door, at this point, it was just the doors. But
But
like
what
the
made this a
Vue
bad
was
car?
not, it was not a good car.
No, it was
What
bad.
made it a
I
bad car?
reviewed one of these for automobile, and I think I counted up all the engines, all the V6s that GM had, and they still went with a Honda. They had like a 3
Because they
liter.
knew.
They had a 3-liter that was in this one. They had the 3.4. They had the 3.6 by then. The 3.6 was new. Maybe they had one more. I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, I think the 3800 was.
I was gonna say 3800. I think
Yeah,
was
that
still
was
in
the
production
one.
then.
Still out.
But what made this a bad car? Like worse than a
I'll look
Sterling
at it.
827.
Show them
It
the
was like
interior.
an early compact crossover.
Do you remember
it
the
was-
Torrent? Do you remember the Torrent, John?
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
the Equinox, the Torrent. This actually came out before the Equinox did.
Right.
But
Um,
didn't share a platform with the Equinox?
yeah, it was the same platform. It was like
But
an
we still
early-
haven't said why it's bad.
I mean, it's a Saturn. It's plastic. It looks horrible.
It's bad to drive. They're pretty terrible to drive. They're not
Yeah.
fun to drive. The engine is by far the best part of this thing.
Yeah, so that's
It's not a-
basically what
but it-
our review said at the time.
But my car didn't drive. Like this was a
You're-
Hey, these
you're-
are the
Yours had a
reliable
Honda
car.
engine, so the engine was fine.
my question is that what did out of this
Yeah,
out of this relationship, what did Honda get? Did they get something from GM? Did they-
Money.
yeah.
Yeah, they just bought the engine. It wasn't like a sharing thing.
It wasn't sharing. It wasn't a tech. They didn't ship anything to Honda.
Honda didn't want any of their
This is-
engineering.
This is how this GM was like, hey, we're gonna have to buy some engines so that we can reverse engineer them. And then GM corporate was like, well, if you're buying them, you got to put them in something. So
There was a red line version of the Vue that also
Yeah.
had this Honda V6.
Yeah, so it had 250 horsepower, and then this is not a red line, but there was a red line that had like a body kit, and it came in this horrible shade of neon green.
It had bigger
Super
wheels.
short, wasn't it super short lived as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
like-
the red line, because the red line was probably introduced like one of the last few model years of this generation, because then there was a new View that came out like 08 or something.
Yeah,
And
but
that did not have plastic doors
Mm.
anymore.
my
So
favorite
this
thing about that second View was that when Saturn went away, they rebranded it as the Chevrolet Captiva and only sold
Yeah.
it to
It was
fleets.
fleet only.
That was the
You'll see 'em
generation
around
after
now.
this one. That was
I
Yeah.
thought
That was the
that
second
second View
generation,
wasn't
yeah.
an Acadia.
No, it's
No,
it's,
the Acadia is different.
it's an Equinox or Pontiac Torrent.
Oh, right.
and Captiva, which was
But the Captiva was more similar to the Opal. Well, like
Correct.
when they
the
at
one
that
that
point
replaced this one. Yeah.
later in this, like Saturn in 08 basically just became like the Opal lineup because they had the Astra.
But this isn't.
Right.
But I think we can all agree this isn't really a bad car.
No, this is a bad car.
It's a bad
It's a
car.
bad car,
This is a
John.
bad car, Jonathan.
How is it good?
I mean, is this you just being like my Sterling's worse, or like is this?
I'm since I went first, I'm being pearly for this
Oh,
episode.
okay.
I see.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The
fair
race
enough,
to
fair
the
enough,
bottom.
fair
That
enough.
is, I don't understand why is this a bad car? Why is this a bad car?
Yeah, yeah,
Badly
yeah.
built.
Good.
It's
I
not
like
good
what
to
you're doing,
drive. It's
Jonathan.
ugly. The interior's cheap.
You're assuming the leadoff position. That's what
Well-
the leadoff hitter has to do.
Exactly.
Jonathan, I just
Get
want to
on
say,
base, and then you just can't get out.
It's got tiger paws.
Tiger paw tires.
So
all I
this
care about is
Oh,
I'm just gonna
Car-
talk the rest of the episode.
this car is sort of the
So-
equivalent. This car is sort of the equivalent of like buying like a stereo, like when people used to buy stereos, and the salesman would say, "It's got Sony guts. It's got Sony guts." This is like the salesman telling you, "It's got Honda guts. It's awesome. You're gonna love it. It's just like a Honda," but it's not.
what's to say?
You guys froze up.
Oh my
What?
God. Cabrera, I love you. I love you that you love the Saturn wheels.
Okay.
The most
These are nice
bland,
wheels.
oh my God, the most bland, oh my God, what is this? Not even Ruth Chris. What sort of cheddars? What sort of nonsensical, no, Cracker Barrel wheels. That's what those
No,
are.
these
I
are
got
wheels.
more Red Lobster.
No, these are Arby's. You take Arby's.
Okay.
Show them off.
Yeah, those wheels have the
There you
meats.
go. Oh,
Right,
man.
Joey.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a good choice. Mr. Colwell, let's make Pearly go forth.
All right. Just give Jonathan some more time to be.
To be
There you go. It'd be like, so, I mean,
All
why
right,
is this a bad
so-
car? Is he?
What's that?
He's just
Why is this a
preempting
bad
you
car?
by arguing.
That's exactly. Mm.
How much is this? Oh, 36.
Wait, hold on. I thought the budget. What's the budget?
50.
50.
Oh,
So like 40,000 or so euros, Jonathan.
my God.
42,000 euros.
I mean, do I even need to? Should I just? We
There's
good?
nothing to say about it.
We good?
But I mean, come on. Was this
All right,
worse?
so
than
yeah,
the
so we
Saturn
got
or the Sterling?
Chevy SSR. This was basically a convertible two-door Trailblazer, roughly, right? 6-liter LS2.
Is this a stick or an automatic?
Oh, buddy,
Manual?
someone wasn't paying attention when or maybe I didn't get to it yet.
It's automatic. I don't think they sold it with a stick.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They sold it with a stick.
Did?
Yep.
Oh,
I drove it.
what's that? What's
Yeah.
that?
Wow.
Yeah, this was like a show car and everybody loved it at the show. And then they were like, okay, we'll build it. And they got all excited and then absolutely nobody bought it.
Yeah. Well, and it was a
Well,
pretty
now,
terrible
if you
thing
go
to
to
drive.
Kentucky, you'll find folks who own those in like purple.
And then like
Yellow.
they have those gauges that are like in the floor
Yeah.
that are super useful and
The structural rigidity was appalling on these too. It's
yeah.
a body on frame.
Well,
yeah,
so-
Well, it was like the Trailblazer SS, basically.
Exactly.
Well, basically, it was that they made a show car, and then they said, "What parts do we have lying around that we can shove in to make this thing work?"
but so what makes this particularly good engine a bad car is this is the 6-liter. So when they launched this
Yeah.
thing, it was the 5.3 liter, and so by the time and then they got the 6-liter, and then it was actually like it was 5.5 seconds to 60, trapped at 100 miles an hour in the quarter.
Yeah, I think the 5.3 was like in the 7s or high 6s.
Yeah, it was basically like, I think it was 90. Yeah, it was 90 horsepower.
Yeah, the 5.3, I drove a 5.3 one back in the day, and it was like driving a 78 Corvette. Like it just made V8 noises, but you didn't go forward.
Yeah.
But was it
big
a
and
bad
heavy.
car?
It's a bad car.
Look at it.
It weighed like 4,400 pounds.
Wait. But is it a truck and not a car?
Oh,
Sort of a
there's
truck.
Is that the pedantic angle I can?
Yeah,
we
just
can
try to
take on
distract Jonathan with some other angle so he doesn't
Yeah.
attack you.
Yeah.
You know, the people who have these, there's a hardcore group of people who really love these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hardcore.
Are you in the Facebook group, Pearly?
Yeah. He's definitely a moderator of that group. I mean, look at that engine cover.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Look at the engine bay.
That looks
Yeah, the
that
whole
looks like
shape
a
of the-
Dyson. That looks like a Dyson 3-piece vacuum. Is what that looks like.
Same engine went into the GTO.
Yep.
Yeah, LS2. Yeah, great engine.
It's a good engine, Casey, and that's a bad car.
You know, I almost went with this guy, but then
That's great. That's a great car.
Hey, look what the picture is with that shipping truck. It's got an SSR.
Casey, is that how you found the SSR? You're like, oh crap.
Oh, yeah, no.
Great bay.
No, it was basically. I mean, I thought this challenge was pretty difficult because all like the great engines I know of are in pretty good cars, you know,
Right.
and you know, so it was hard, and then it was kind of like, I mean, like when I saw Joey's view, I was like, yep, that's got a Honda V6. Yep,
That's a good
that's a good choice.
Yeah.
So, but then I
This is
thought of
hard.
at some point in my, I was like, they had to have put small blocks in bad stuff, and
Oh
yeah.
yeah, they put plenty of
They
small
did.
blocks and bad stuff.
Well, most every car built during the muscle car era was sucked that has small block in it.
All right, Mr. Huffman.
Okay,
You are now up.
I'm gonna be in trouble here.
What did you pick? Please be a Vega. Oh,
1991 Dodge Spirit RT with the Turbo 2 engine.
somebody read the challenge.
Yeah, that's right. This
See,
is
but this car is
Wait.
cool. Look at those wheels.
Wow.
I like a Spirit.
I mean,
Oh man.
Joey is
I
not.
feel like Joey's put on his normcore
Joey,
uniform.
what year were you born? What year were you born, Joey?
Same year as this car.
There you go. So, you know, this is these cars are just terrible cars. They're basically the K car, the refresh K car. Is what it is. It's a refresh K car.
It's awesome.
It's,
Yeah,
Yeah,
We
it's
did-
got the Gen 3 engine. The Gen 3.
yeah, some magazine called Car and Driver did a test in 1991 comparing this to the Lumina Z34 and the Show Taurus, and despite the fact that
Wow.
been there.
the 224 horsepower Dodge was the fastest, it had the best adhesion on the skid pad, it finished last.
I would like everyone
That
to
says a
know
lot.
that
Here goes.
the Lumina in that test is a manual.
Yeah, what we have here is a Sugar Ray Leonard engine strapped in a Homer Simpson physique. This is
That's the challenge.
yeah. Sugar Ray- I'm quoting Arthur St. Antoine here. The Sugar Ray part is amazing. Chrysler's new 16-valve turbocharged intercooled 4, the maker's first engine with 4 valves per cylinder, turns out whopping 224 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 217 pound-feet of torque at 2,800.
That's
That's
a
from
ton of power.
22 liters, kids.
Yeah.
So more than 100 horsepower per liter.
Yeah.
It was a great engine that they had nothing to put it in. The head was done by Lotus on basically the same 2.2 liter block that they were using in everything.
In the K cars, yeah.
K cars, and it worked, and everything worked except it was hooked up to a crappy 5-speed transmission with a shifter that went nowhere, to a car that had lousy suspension and porpoise.
Now, Pearly, when I presented this in a Daytona IROC, you didn't seem to think that it was such a great
I
engine.
do not recall this as in any way whatsoever.
I do not recall those
Your
events.
Honor,
I do
Your
not
Honor,
recall
I
those
don't-
events,
I don't recall.
Senator.
Yes,
I do not have sexual relations.
This is
with that woman.
I am an
That's
advocate for
Daytona.
my I am an advocate for my client, whether guilty or innocent.
Yield your time, Pearly. Yield your time.
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth, Pearly.
That's I don't recall.
I
This
just-
is Iran Contra all over again.
If there's anything in this car that I kind of like, it's the funkadelic upholstery in this
All
car.
right, go back. Let's look at that.
It matches the wheel design, like the red stripes and the
Yeah.
wheels matches the red stripes and the seats.
They
Let's
didn't
look
make
at that
very
young-
many of these, Pearly.
Let's
These
go
are
back and look at
rare.
that young John
I have
Phillips.
to figure. I think they made 1,900 of them.
Yeah, these are super rare. I kind of wanted to drive one back in the day. I never got to drive one. Nobody that had used valet parking owned one of these.
And a friend's older brother had one, and I remember being.
Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk? They
Even in
don't have
Detroit,
valet
even in
parking at
Detroit.
Arby's. I don't know if you knew that, but they've got meats, no
Oh,
valets.
if I was a valet at Arby's, maybe, yeah.
This really was a point where they came up with a great
How
engine.
much do they want for this car?
They didn't have anything to put it in.
Yeah, how many miles are on
How
these?
much do they
Let's
want
buy
for this
this.
car?
It's like 30. Yeah, it's low mileage.
36,300.
11.5.
That would have done pretty
cow.
well in the Radwood. This would have been a pretty
Yeah,
good
this would have
Radwood.
been killer for Radwood.
Sure,
Yeah.
but 11,500?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth it to me. 36,000 miles?
No, $7,500 walks away with that.
Find another one. I mean, find another one, Jonathan. You'd never find
This
another
is
one.
the only one I could find. You're not
I
going to
mean,
find.
come on. And there's a reason for that. I mean, that's like saying this is the only poop you'll find in the county. Like that's not a good thing.
According to the description, 1,208 of these were made in 1991. And only 774 were manufactured in red. I think they made for 2 years. I think they made 91.
Only-
So more than
Only more than
Rover,
half were
right?
red.
Yeah, not everything. Not well. I don't. I don't think that. So garbage.
That's a good choice, Pearly. That's
It's
a
Yeah.
it's the perfect choice for this challenge.
It's good.
And if I don't win, it's only because you guys are liars.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Liars.
Pearly, that's my line.
No, I mean, I might be
Pearly,
biased,
that's
but
me.
I'm no
You
liar.
can't.
And it also not only but underrated. One of the things it does is I actually think it's a good looking engine.
That's a great looking engine.
Why did they make
come
this
on.
engine? Like,
Why
Come
is
on,
it-
great,
what were they-
great looking, great.
Well,
Why
it's
is the
30 years.
manifold painted
Oh,
red?
the engine engineers needed something to do, Joey.
but like it wasn't for any
I
specific
mean-
car.
No, they didn't have
Well,
anything.
it was.
to
It
do
was.
with
It was.
it.
No, it was made
Good
for.
engine.
It was developed for the Chrysler TC.
How is that
Is
a
this
great
a
looking
backwards
engine?
breather? I'm trying to figure out the flow on this bad. boy.
Exactly. How is that a great looking engine?
The turbo's in back, Casey.
It was a back.
Turbos and back. So is that intake manifold on the front?
Yeah, that's the intake, I think.
Yeah. Well, you see. Here's the fuel rail.
Yeah.
That's not a great looking engine.
So it's. I think it's a great
Just so
looking.
you know.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's got the Lotus
Come on.
head. Lotus, they brought Lotus in because they needed like a low profile head to fit under these hoods for whatever reason. I don't know.
Well, remember they were trying to come up with engines for the Maserati, the TC by Maserati.
Oh yeah.
But it was way too late for the TC by Maserati.
Well, they were trying. Well, I think that's how it got inaugurated. Was they were looking for the Maserati by TC. It ended up with Maserati doing a head on this.
Yeah, Maserati had a 4-valve per cylinder head. I did valet park one of those once.
Right. So the thing is that they
With the
were
Maserati head, I popped the hood to check because I saw the high red line and I popped the hood.
Wow.
And I showed all the other
This is what you were
valets
doing
and they
when
were
you
like,
were
what is
valeting?
wrong with you? What's that?
but this is-
You showed all. I love it. You're like, I showed all the other valets, and they were like, "What?"
There was once the other valet parking thing when I impressed no one. There was a guy at the country club who had a R129.
Diesel.
He had an R129 500 SL and he had put 600 SL badges on it. And I knew it was a 500 because the 600s had a longer front bumper.
Oh, it wasn't the
And I
badges in the
told-
wrong
I made a
spot?
bet. I
The
made a bet
badge
with one
was-
of the valets. Listen, I made a bet with one of the valets and I told him like, that's a 500 SL. And he was like, no, it's a 600. So he walks up to the guy and is like, is this really a 500 SL? And the guy was so pissed off.
Embarrassing.
And then you were like, give me my money.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you guys ready to see the winner?
It was. Wait, no, Tony. It wasn't that the badge was in the wrong spot.
No, it was
Exactly.
totally fake.
No, it was not a Buick wagon.
All right, so we have the 2006 Impala SS. It has a 5.3 liter small block V8 with 303 horsepower running through the front wheels and a 4-speed automatic. This is a
Wait,
not,
is this a reverse? This is one of the reverse stagger cars, isn't it?
no. They
No,
didn't.
the
reverse
Pontiac
that.
had that.
They only
Only
did
the
that- they
Pontiac
only did
had
that
that?
to the
Only
Grand
the
Prix.
Grand Prix GXP had the wider front tire.
Right. They only did that to the Grand Prix. This would have probably helped this car, Casey, but they did not do that.
Hmm.
Do you
It's
have that
got,
photo of it doing the front wheel drive burnout?
It's got a very depressing interior from the era. They didn't even bother to
And look at the,
window here.
I was gonna say, look at the length of that shift. Like,
Yeah, and it's
I mean,
unmarked too. It's only
Oh, that's
And it's-
mechanical. That's mechanical. That's just pushing it through the linkage.
oh God.
Look at that depressing, terrible garbage interior. They tried to dress it up with these wheels. Joey, do you like these wheels?
I do.
Exactly.
You knew the
His IHOP wheels.
We're on to something then.
You know who drove one of these?
Jared Gall's brother.
Oprah.
What?
No way.
I have.
Before,
Can I share this?
before she was Oprah.
No.
Like
Oprah in
with-
2000. Oprah in 2006 had one of these. Can I can
No,
share
not
it?
yet.
No.
Not yet.
No.
I'm not giving you my time.
No.
It's true.
Wait, Tony,
Oprah-
do you have that car and driver photo with the front wheel drive burnout?
Well, I don't think we did a front wheel drive burnout.
No, there was one.
I don't
Go
think
to
so.
the-
I
go to
wrote
the
the
story.
piece. I wrote the story.
No, but there's like this classic photo. I'm sure of it. It's
Let's
got to
look
be
at
somewhere in the
photos.
gallery. It's like it's got the exact same sort of sepia tone, and it's doing an epic front wheel drive burnout.
This looks like a nicer Impala than, is this the same year?
Yeah. Well, no, but yeah, I think it was the same year.
Keep
I-
going.
Because the grill looks,
What issue was it from?
There's the 5.3. Displacement on demand. So it was
and is that a great engine?
huh?
Or just a good engine?
That's a
Is
great,
it great?
that's a small block.
Oh.
It had 150 mile an hour top speed, I think, and Dave Vanderwerp described it as, yeah, Dave Vanderwerp described it as terrifying at top
June
speed.
2006, Casey.
2000 is 2006 model year?
Yeah.
June 2006 issue.
June 06. Thank you.
Yeah, so the SS got special gauges, which really didn't help anything because the car's still terrible.
Yeah, this was before
was-
like they were like it was like they were putting SS badges on everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And really undeserving vehicles. And I mean engineers who work on them now that are still there will agree.
Is this
Like-
the-
And that's
Is
that's
this-
probably the worst center console surround and patch job I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, this is a depressing car.
is
Sorry,
this the
Chloe, what were you gonna say?
third? Is this the third GM product of 2006 in this thing? I mean, we had this and the Saturn and the was the SSR was also,
Yeah.
All right, hey, are you still
Find
sharing?
it?
Yeah, I found it. Let me share real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I like how I let you share, but not really. Oh yeah, there's the burnout.
My memory did not.
And that's I think that's Warren behind the wheel.
I think
Yeah.
that is Jeff. Go to the spec page, Casey. It was pretty quick. I think it was 5.3 to 60.
5.6.
5.6. Oh, same as your
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
yeah, 154 miles an hour at drag limited. Dave Vanderwerp said
Yeah.
it was one of the scariest cars he's ever top speeded.
That probably was making some significant lift at that speed.
Yeah. Well, it only pulled 0.81 Gs. I mean, this is a bad car.
I remember wasn't you had a whole string
think-
of
look,
was this in the string of road tests you had that was just like bad car, bad
I got
car,
a lot of bad car assignments back then. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was like
I
a
mean,
bunch of them in
look-
a row. I remember you were like,
I feel like
Something
bad
like more fun to
performer,
write.
Give me a
bad
car that's,
performer
like,
is
fun.
not bad car.
So this car also was introduced in a world where the Chrysler 300C and the Dodge Charger existed. They introduced a front-wheel drive, overpowered front-wheel drive car. It's terrible.
and
Mm.
Oprah.
I mean, the 300C wasn't that good at that time either.
3 badges in one photo.
Yeah, but at least it was rear wheel drive.
Exactly.
It's not.
And it looked
Like-
good. This doesn't look good.
No, it looks bad.
Oh, the 300C looked like
If you stomped on the accelerator with any sort of input on the steering, it would just like, the steering wheel would just tug at you.
Wait, what was the verdict on that, Casey?
I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
that's a bad car. That's
I mean,
that's a
fails to
polite. That's a
satisfy is not
politely. That's a
bad.
polite.
Well, look at the lows. Go back and look at the lows. Unsatisfying to drive quickly.
But that's a bad performer, not a bad, like the Sterling is an unequivocal.
Now you're
bad
being the pedantic
car.
one.
Flat front seats, too much power, not enough
Oh
control.
my God. I love, yeah. See, again, I got to take a philosophy test every time I present a car, but now this is just not a fun car to drive, not a bad car.
No, this is a bad car. This is not a car anybody wants.
The thing is that the regular Impala wasn't terrible, with the V6 power
It
Impala
was just
wasn't
lame. It was just lame.
just lame, but I mean, see, this is where a great engine made a car worse.
Yeah, and it tried to be something it could not be at all.
Now, can I share my picture of Oprah with hers?
No.
Yes. Let's have it. Please, let's have it.
Do it, Pearly.
Don't forget to like and
It's your-
subscribe.
it's
See you
your
guys
time.
later.
Oh, and Gail.
Oh, she's with Gail.
Yeah,
Did she own that?
No way.
they
Exactly.
No
used
way.
hers-
That
It's
came
probably
out of
for a
that
story.
G6 deal. There was like,
This
she
is
bought
like, this is a real
500
car. They're going
G6s.
on a trip together.
No, it's
That's a
probably
rental
some
car.
story that GM provided them with the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Remember
is.
she had the thing with the Pontiac G6 too.
Oh my God. Yeah,
She
totally.
At
This is-
this point, she hadn't pumped gas in 15 years. She was like, "What am I
Here's the
doing?"
thing, it says she pumped her own gas.
that was they probably had Stedman and
Who,
a
wait,
Chase
who was
vehicle
that with? Wait. Go back. Go
pumping
back.
gas
Go
for
back.
them.
Up,
It was
up,
Bono,
up.
wasn't it?
Bono.
Oh wow.
He looks so
I read the
excited to be in
story.
that photo.
Hmm.
Keep
Send me
going,
that link.
keep going. There's more
Wait,
shots
hold
of the
on.
car.
It said impersonators. Was that a Bono impersonator?
I don't know.
No,
It looks like they went to Las
You want
Vegas.
to go read the story? I'm not going to read the story, but it was.
Pearly, did they top speed it?
I don't know. The
Montana.
trip started here in Santa Barbara and went to New York. So she's done some.
Oh, so that's why you know about it.
So you went
course.
to the ribbon cutting ceremony and saw the
That's-
Impala.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, no, wait. I need it.
Oprah probably
I
came
gotta-
by. She
Where is it? Oh wait, no, I did the wrong thing. I didn't mean to
How
raise
did
my
you
hand.
switch
Hold on.
places?
I got to lower my hand. Hold on. But I want to.
oh,
Hold on.
Casey's got like Zoom tricks. What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Wait, no. This is the new when there's a bingo square.
Ah. All right. Well, we've come to the part of the show where we judge each other's picks and then pick a winner among our 5 choices. Mr. Ramsey, you went first with the Sterling.
Sterling 827.
Definitely thumbs up. That's a car. Oh, I'm not supposed to swear.
Shit car. It's a car, and it's a pretty good, but it's only a pretty good engine. So the engine's only pretty good.
But it's kind of cool because I had a manual.
Yeah.
That's true. He did find a manual.
Off the
Sterling.
manual V6.
All right. Jonathan,
For my choice, it is
It'd be Spirit.
you didn't think any of the
I
cars
am-
were bad.
Yeah, you were like,
He loved everything. It's got to be.
because yeah, I mean, once you're in the sewer, it's like it's all poop. Like what difference does it make? But the view is close, but I'm actually gonna have to, just because not only did he find a great engine and a terrible car, but he found a car and driver's story that quoted effectively what the challenge is. So I gotta go with the
really?
Spirit.
Yay!
That
Gotta go with
line
the
was
Spirit.
pretty spot
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
Pearly, you may redeem yourself after many losses.
Thank you very much.
All right, Joey, view with the Honda
I
V6.
didn't view with
I
the
love
Honda
it. That's
Oh,
a good
man.
choice.
Yeah.
What do you pick?
I'm also gonna go with the Dodge Spirit. It's just hard to deny. It kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
Kind of nailed the challenge. I'll give credit where credit's due.
I mean, what he can do when he reads the email is amazing. Like, what-
Right?
Imagine if you did that every
it's like
week.
the
It's
like the
crazy.
guidance counselor in high school.
I
Like,
wouldn't
he
do. I
just
wouldn't
doesn't
do the
apply
show
himself.
if Curly read the email every week, knowing I'm never gonna win.
Yeah, Casey, if he only applied himself.
Yeah, if he only applied
Just
himself.
applied himself, you'd really, maybe you'd work at Car and Driver if you just applied yourself.
Well, this explains. Remember, I was never on staff at Car and Driver. Go on.
All right, Casey.
Early. Oh no. Okay.
Casey
Okay.
went next. The SSR. That's a
Oh,
good choice.
well.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, it's a terrible car.
What are you picking? Are
Um,
you gonna make this interesting, or are you gonna make this?
so I mean, the view is, I mean,
Are you gonna pull a TQ? Is what he's asking.
so I feel like if I go view, and then you know, Pearly has to pick a car. He's probably gonna pick the View, but he could burn a vote on somebody else.
Here we go. Oh my goodness.
And then Tony would really make it interesting because would he rather like throw a vote to somebody else he really doesn't want to vote for?
Are
that
you
would
asking?
make Pearly
Yes.
not win outright, which he might like even more.
Okay, so then make the View win.
No,
Don't do that.
no, it's yeah, because Pearly did find a quote. It's the spirit.
Yeah, I win.
I feel like the quote really sealed it for you.
It did. Up until
Okay,
that point, up until you had the quote, like if you did just if you had done 5% less work and not found the quote, I would have given it to the View.
Well,
I have a
Pearly,
passing grade. I'm a C+.
the thing is, I kind of want to own a Spirit RT. I don't want to own any of these other cars.
You want to
What?
own a
Too
Spirit RT.
Yeah, I like that.
No,
car.
no, no.
I think it's cool.
Look in the mirror 3 times and say that to your own face.
And one will appear.
Well, I don't know if it'll appear, but just see if you can get to the 3rd time. You might
Well,
be like,
but-
I want to own a Spirit RT.
Yeah.
But it does have a red striped interior, and you know he can't resist anything with
It's
red.
the Lotus
inside
head.
the
I like
car.
the Lotus head on the Gen 3.
Of course, that's what it is.
All right, Casey.
If you like the Lotus head, get a
get a Lotus.
or
I was gonna say you had at least.
didn't Lotus do something on the Tiburon? Get a
No.
Tiburon.
No, I know what you're thinking of though.
The Lotus Elan went into a Kia. Went
No,
into
there was a different Hyundai Kia
an
product.
Isuzu.
There was a Korean product that had a Lotus tie to it. I don't remember. what
Yeah,
it was.
they
Wasn't the
they
one
bought
before the?
rights
Oh, no,
to
yeah, the
build
Tiburon
M100.
before it became the Genesis. Oh no.
It was the
No, the Hyundai, the second gen Hyundai Genesis had chassis tuning by Lotus.
No.
right, but they did. But they had the engine that was in the Lotus Elan was also used in an Isuzu.
Right, and then Kia bought the rights to the M100 tooling and built a Kia Roadster. I can't remember what it was
I
called. It
think
might have even
they're
been called
using it
Kia
in-
Elan
Yeah.
for a while in Korea. Anyway, Pearly, thumbs up on Spirit RT. What are you picking? Who's finishing second?
Don't gloat, Pearly. Don't gloat.
You know, it's tough because I want
There
to
we
be
go.
unanimous and pick myself. So
Here comes the monologue. Here comes the
Emmys
monologue.
guy, the Emmys guy give the 2-minute speech despite like the stop signs and the music playing while he was talking because
I'll mute
this
him.
is
Don't
dumb.
worry, I got the mute button ready to go.
No, I-
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Tony's Impala Ss, and that's only because it's the only one where a good engine made a car worse.
Yes.
You know,
If I had known, I would have written into the story, this is a great engine in a terrible car, but I didn't know 15 years ago.
I love Tony's gonna start writing stories for Windows Shop in like
Yeah.
2028. He's gonna like, if you'll see my story from 2021.
you know, all the other cars weren't made worse by the good engines. The Impala Ss was.
But that wasn't the challenge. That wasn't the challenge.
That's his criteria. Don't question him. He's very wise this week.
Okay, I have some important information to share regarding the new rendition of Oprah and Gail's road trip. First of all, does anyone want to guess what car they're doing at this time around?
Is it happening this year? Like
It's
new?
happening right now, yeah.
Lexus LS 400,
Very
No.
close.
Lexus RX 350.
Oh, it's an LC. It's the LC.
No, it's an
500.
ES. It's a Lexus ES.
Oh,
Very relevant to Pearly. Does anyone want to guess where they're driving through, or already did maybe?
They're
Santa Barbara?
They're starting at Oprah's house
Santa
here.
Barbara, California.
well, she lives in
Well, she
Monticello,
lives,
right?
she lives
Where does she
in
live?
Montecito, which is
Montecito.
next to.
So,
She has a
Pearly,
house.
did you happen
Yeah.
to see a blue Lexus ES driving through Santa Barbara? That would have been Oprah and Gail.
Yeah,
It's probably parked in his driveway right now
it's
while they wait for him to finish the show.
The HOA is probably complaining about the car being parked there.
I was thinking of a Zuzu Impulse. I apologize.
It is-
Yeah, handling by Lotus. Yeah.
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 it is not a rare sight to see Oprah driving around Santa Barbara, mostly Montecito.
All right, that's nice. My car, Impala Ss with the 5.3.
Oh,
Definitely.
Yeah.
thumbs up.
And then what am I picking? I kind
You
of
know
like
what you're-
the Spirit, Pearly, and I kind of hate the View.
But wait, hold on. But which one is the bad car?
Which
Even
one?
if you want it, which one is the worst car?
If you want the Spirit, it's not a bad car in your mind.
Right.
You like
Oh my
it.
God.
Yeah.
Even though it's a
So
bad
it's,
car.
That's not.
so
how-
it's not a sweep. It's not a sweep.
I like.
So-
I never had a sweep. I really want a sweep. Give me a sweep. Come on. You know it's.
You
I
can't have
like
it.
the Spirit RT. I think it's a good.
Not bad
car.
enough.
I mean, it's a
you-
it's a great engine in a bad car, but
But
together,
you can't have the sweep, Burley, because the sweep is already
It's got
broken.
just enough Lotus for Tony to be interested.
right?
It's
So
just
I'm gonna
enough
go-
European performance
Oh my
car.
God.
I'm
in
gonna
there.
go with Joey's view. I think you deserve a vote for
Thank
finding the view.
Uh,
That's a great
I'll
job.
give you that. Yeah.
And the messed up, I mean, it's so messed up that GM built all these V6s. None of them were good enough, and they bought a Honda.
It's a Honda.
I just like to thank the Academy for giving me this.
There we go. Oh my God.
And I just wanted you to know that I really feel as if everybody,
Instead of playing him off, he just gets muted.
all the other nominees were great guys, and I'm just glad to share a profession with them. But thank you very much, and God bless.
You guys like my background? It's a real background.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
That
it is. Look,
That is from Elysium.
no,
And this is
totally real. I'm at 10 bets.
No.
Oh, that's on Netflix right now.
exactly. No,
That's
All right,
funny.
well,
that is
You
not
have
a
to be
real
at the
background.
bottom of Netflix right now, aren't you?
That's CGI.
Patrick Swayze and Jennifer, what's her name? Should be dry.
Gray, Jennifer Gray.
Oh, yeah, this does
Yeah.
have that vibe, doesn't it?
Oh, lover boy.
It does. Well, before anyone puts me in a
won't you
corner.
stay? Just a little bit longer.
You're in the Catskills.
This has gotten derailed.
That's my childhood.
Yeah,
So
this is like all we're doing is quoting Dirty Dancing.
Are we
now.
still recording?
Yeah.
Jonathan,
the
do you
show's
have the
over.
soundtrack with you right now?
Are you kidding me? Of course. Oh my God. Dirty
All right.
Dancing.
Well,
Come
thank
on.
you to the viewer who suggested this great challenge. It was a great challenge. Keep making the suggestions. I'm really enjoying it, and we'll add them to the list. And we will.
It's hard. This was a legit hard one.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
like and follow.
I give you full credit to the guy who suggested it.
If you know your cars, it was pretty straightforward and easy. That's why I won.
Well, you didn't win again.
Oh my
You said
God.
So please,
You will
please
you
hit
will
the
not
like-
win again the rest of this year, Pearly.
Yeah.
Just for that.
Yeah.
Please
I
make,
will make sure it happens.
please make the YouTube algorithm happy, and please hit the like button and subscribe. And we will see you all next week. Thanks, guys.
First time Road and Tracks won.
Holy shit.
The new Chevrolets, an American revolution.